The Suicide Squad has finally arrived, and with it comes DC Comics Easter eggs, a mega high kill count, and a tease of the next spin-off in the DCEU. BD here with your spoiler-filled breakdown of the Suicide Squad, all the Easter eggs and the post-credit scenes, true meanings, plus my reaction to the film will be at the end of this video. But let's pretend there's a bomb in my head and it's gonna explode if we don't get started. First of all, the Suicide Squad is heavily based on John Ostrander's Suicide Squad comic book run. Director James Gunn wanted to capture the overall themes and tone of the book, but also straight up pulled sequences from the book like the lecture hall with Amanda Waller. I'm low-key hoping the movie is a mega hit because I want my copy of John Ostrander's book to go up in value, currently sitting on eBay for about $50, but more than $300 if you get a well-graded issue. In the Belle Reve prison, we meet Task Force X, but also see Sean Gunn as DC Comics villain Calendar Man, a character who commits crimes based on the month of the year. He stood beside Double Down, a villain with powers from cursed magic that allows him to peel playing cards from his body and throw them fast enough to cut Superman one time in the books. We also see Kaleidoscope, a villain who can create illusions and hallucinations by using a light display that comes out of her body. All this to say, the heroes in the DC universe have been busy. We just apparently haven't been seeing very much of that, unfortunately. The Suicide Squad heads to Jotunheim, a location that has appeared in the Dark Knight Returns comic book by Frank Miller and the Batman '89 series. Marvel fans recognize the name Jotunheim as the true home of Loki and the Frost Giants. On set of the Suicide Squad, I heard producer Peter Safran say that the Suicide Squad decided not to have any Marvel jokes, even though Guardians of the Galaxy director James Gunn is in charge, because he said, the biggest joke here at Marvel's expense is getting James Gunn in the first place. Pew pew! Shots fired! Jotunheim is housing Starro, a cosmic supervillain that first appeared in The Brave and the Bold number 28, a Justice League comic from 1960, which is currently coming in close to $2,000 online. He can control people's minds, and he does just that in the movie by strapping onto their faces. New squatters include Bloodsport, who is introduced as putting Superman in the ICU with a kryptonite bullet, which is pulled straight from the Bloodsport sequences in comics. But other than that, he's pretty much the fill-in for Will Smith's Deadshot from the original Suicide Squad, with the daughter storyline and the super precise aiming skills. Idris Elba talked about that in our exclusive interview, which I suggest watching on the Comicbook.com YouTube channel. We also meet and say goodbye to characters like Mongal, who has major ties to Superman in comics, and Savant, who has ties to the Birds of Prey. Like I said earlier, I like to imagine the DCEU has been busy with heroes putting villains away in Belle Reve. Also, James Gunn really just loves killing Michael Rooker characters. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all! There's pretty much nothing to tie this movie to the previous Suicide Squad movie other than Margot Robbie playing Harley Quinn, Joel Kinnaman playing Rick Flag, Viola Davis playing Amanda Waller, and Jai Courtney playing Captain Boomerang. But he's not really even a big tie himself because he's viciously killed off by a helicopter to start this movie. In fact, there is one small plot hole within the DCEU here with Captain Boomerang, because in Birds of Prey, Boomer is listed as wanted in a photo on the wall, but he is in jail joining Task Force X to start this movie. I guess maybe they caught him off screen, not a big deal, but just goes to show how fast and loose the DCU is kind of playing with continuity at this point. There is a callback to Harley's messed up relationship with Joker when she kills the Corto Maltesian president when he shows a major red flag like he's torturing kids. That's not cool, man. So she's growing. Emotional maturity for Harley Quinn is on the way, and Juan Diego Boto is getting covered in blood as a result. The quick cameo of the film is Taika Waititi as the OG rat catcher. He delivers the most profound line of the film in a flashback, saying that
rats are the lowliest and most despised of all creatures, my love. They have purpose.
I mean feels. I'm melting. Second of all, it's amazing how Gunn works these small, intimate moments into so many of his big, giant movies filled with so many characters. Some other Easter eggs include Polka Dot Man's mom working for Star Labs, the famous laboratory where Barry Allen is known to work, and seen in several Zack Snyder DC movies. The dancer in the Corto Maltese nightclub is played by Pom Klementieff, the actress who plays Mantis in the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, and when Bloodsport describes being abused by his father as a kid, the camera cuts to Peacemaker for a reaction which feels like a nod to Peacemaker once having a comic version of himself that was trying to make the ghost of his Nazi father proud. The post-credit scenes undo a couple of deaths, showing us that Weasel didn't actually drown in that first scene, and he's gonna make a few weird noises around Corto Maltese and probably eat some of the local kids. And Peacemaker miraculously survived his bullet to the throat, and he's going to appear in his own HBO Max series starting this January. James Gunn directed most of the episodes of Peacemaker, but The Walking Dead's awesome Rosemary Rodriguez, The Machinist's Brad Anderson, and Eastbound and Down's Jody Hill all check in to direct one episode each. Reaction time. Overall, I thought the movie was pretty fantastic. It does play up the violence a bit more than I ever really needed it to, especially in the opening sequence. And Captain Boomerang's death didn't really rub me the right way. It really felt like a strong disconnect from the previous film, which probably wasn't the intention. It felt like a real addition of stakes. And the stakes were real. The cast was great together. The true sign to me of how great this movie is how hard it is to pick a favorite character. Bloodsport, Peacemaker, Ratcatcher 2, Harley, Polka Dot Man, King Shark, you name it, Rick Flag. All fantastic characters who have great individual moments and team moments. I was most pissed when Rick Flag died because Joel Kinnaman was doing a great job in the role. And I wanted to see more of him in the future, but this movie doesn't care what you wanted, and honestly, that's probably what makes it so good. Rating, overall, I'm giving the Suicide Squad a 9.3 out of 10. What would you rate the Suicide Squad out of 10? Drop it in the comments section to let us know you watched till the end of this video, and hit me up on Instagram at BrandonDavisBD to talk more. Head over to Comicbook.com/DC for more updates and watch all of our exclusive interviews with the cast and director of the Suicide Squad on the Comicbook.com YouTube channel. I'm BD. I'll see you there.